They bring a new take on the game that people that have been in the scene for a while don't really have, and that might also be like a thing because it looks like standard Bodvar, but maybe he is doing something a little bit different. So we're going to be able to see exactly what he's going to be able to pull out against one of the best players in the world right here.
Yeah, one of the things he does that other Bodvars or other sword players in general just don't do is he utilizes the sword recovery all the time. It has like no startup frames, and it does a crap load of damage. But the short range makes it very difficult to use effectively. But Cosmo is one of those players that has really learned how to use it. However, Dobrein is perhaps the best player in the world. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah, already opening up with a double downer there. Weapon toss comes out from Cosmo, but Dobrein taking the damage. He picks up the hammer, hits him with a Sair, goes for that stop follow-up, and Cosmo playing with his hammer now, tries to fall with the Sair. Another Sair comes out, nice side light, tries to get some more follow-up. That's 2 times into a Nair. Cosmo taking the damage lead, tossing the weapon up, and tries to find a sword Nair.
Yeah, he has the sword. Now, the other thing is that Cosmo is very good with both weapons. He's completely capable of using the hammer for the entirety of the match. So, unlike some other players who are like forced to use the sword the whole time, he's very versatile. He finds the downlight recovery, goes for a Nair, and so far he has the edgeguard chance here to take it over Dobrein, but Dobrein finds his way back on stage.
Ooh, Dobrein putting out those side sigs, trying to find something to land. That's a third side sig in a row, and Cosmo actually just punishes him for it. Not getting hit. Alright, the GC down sig. I know that worked on you, Dobrein, but it's not going to work on everybody, and Cosmo actually takes the first stock.
Alright, Cosmo taking the small lead right now. That bomb trade is in no one's favor right now.
Nope, but a D-Light recovery comes out from Cosmo. Doesn't go for the double D-Light, but still maximizes the damage, and a nice neutral light coming up from Cosmo. The GC down sig reads the dodge in place, and Dobrein trying to find those Sairs doesn't work out, but a nice stop Sair that will even up the stocks, but Dobrein was set in the orange.
Yeah, Dobrein is falling a little bit behind right now. He's actually going to lose his weapons to that nicely placed neutral air from Cosmo, and he finds the sword from the horn and is looking to get the last few points of damage he needs to put Dobrein into kill percent.
I really like that response to Dobrein's neutral light there, where Cosmo literally just stood still and waited for the attack to finish. That's something that I don't see a lot of players actually do when they're reading a move and they're like, instead of challenging that, how about I just wait for the animation and see what happens next? And Cosmo, tossing his sword aside, is maintaining this lead here, dodges away and actually gets a nice downer onto Dobrein. Dobrein playing around with this hammer, dodges up diagonally, and can't seem to find much else as Cosmo's looking for this Sair finish on Dobrein's Cassidy. Dobrein just cannot find these Sairs. Cosmo waiting it out, goes for the stopped air. That kills.
And that'll finish it. Cosmo with a fairly commanding lead right now. He is still quite a ways from kill percent. And Dobrein is going to have to find a way in. He hasn't been finding too much success so far. He finds 3 dares. He's going for more.
Yeah,
but,
he's
I
just...
think Cosmo's wise to it.
Oh no, that's like 7 dares in a row that Dobrein just threw out. Goes to that GC dancing again. That's not going to work. Cosmo's now jumping, getting ready to get Sairs above that. Doesn't go in for that chase dodge downlight. Alright, this signature spam's a little heavy, but it's working out. Dobrein actually finding that down sig, goes in for a second down sig, is bringing Cosmo into kill percent, looking for these Sairs now. Dobrein going in for the recovery, does not connect. Cosmo just trying to figure out exactly what it is that Dobrein's doing as he charges up his side sig, and Cosmo charges up his own, hits Dobrein straight in the face. That down sig doesn't work either, and a D-Light recovery comes out. Cosmo waiting him out. Weapon toss stops any follow-up, and that Sair sends him off stage. I don't think he's got his recovery. Oh, he does. Makes it back.
He does, yeah. So, Dobrein in orange already. The neutral sig read from Cosmo will bring him even heavier in, and Dobrein continues to use these unsafe signatures.
Yeah, he's went for a GC neutral sig there. And just got punished. Cosmo could have punished harder if he wanted to. Alright, it was really cool the first 2 times, but those down sigs are just not going to hit. Dobrein now playing with the guns. Tries to put out again. Gets Sair. Disarmed this time. Cosmo tries to go for that down sig finish, and Dobrein just saving onto his jumps on the ledge now. Is going for their downline, gets D-Light Sair.
Oh, really good read from Cosmo. You know Dobrein was trying to get back up, and Cosmo just casually back dodged into the downlight. He does die, but Dobrein is in such a deep red right now. Even a sword Sair will probably kill on its own.
Yeah, Cosmo went for that ground pound kill because he knew that Dobrein's dodge was gone, but Dobrein...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Goes for something. Dobrein actually makes it back. That's pretty nice. Cosmo going for these unarmed. He might be fishing. Okay. This Sair will do it.
So Cosmo takes game 1, and this is something I've seen happen to Dobrein a lot. and it seems to be how he ends up losing most of his games. It's when he starts using too many signatures. Seems like he's just trying to have a little fun, but Cosmo is just punishing him every single signature. Like I don't think Dobrein got away with like more than 5 sigs that game unpunished. Cosmo is very good at punishing missed moves in general, and if you make it as easy of a move to punish as a signature, he's definitely going to capitalize. And that was just so much free damage every single stock for Cosmo. We'll see if Dobrein switches it up and goes a little bit more tryhard, because I imagine that wasn't him going full tryhard.
Yeah, I agree. We were seeing a few things that were a little interesting, and I guess this isn't the map that we were deciding on going to, so we can talk a little bit more.
Black, yeah, Cosmo banned Black and Kings, so Dobrein picked the wrong map, I guess.
Yeah, Dobrein definitely seemed to be having some issues fighting against Cosmo there, and when that happens, he kind of like maybe made the mental note to not get take that game as seriously as he possibly could have. As when we see Dobrein play, clearly he doesn't spam down sig 15 times. We'll just have to put it that way.
I mean, I haven't really talked too much about Dobrein because there's just nothing to say. The guy's like one of, if not the best players in the world, kind of undisputedly right now. Even if he's not the best, he's at least top 2. And he makes it obvious why when there's money on the line, but sometimes he takes these games a little less seriously. And we saw that against Cosmo, but if he wants to go further into this bracket, if he wants to get to winner's quarters, he's going to have to pick it up.
Yep. And
Cosmo is not someone who will just flop over and die.
So
not like the rest of the competition.
We saw them mess up the stage picks again. I guess because they didn't even pick a map that time. They left it the King's Pass and Thunderguard, and they just left it to like the system to choose. And neither of those maps were the ones that they wanted to go to. So,
bruh.
So hopefully we'll be okay.
Goodness.
Dobrein.
Player 2 wins.
Stage striking. Hopefully we'll.
Too hard.
Dobrein, no brain. Gotta pick a map. Come on, fam. All right.
Wait, what? But we were just there.
What?
Okay, I guess I needed to make it an official decision. It couldn't be decided by the random generator. We're going into game 2.
All right, Thunderguard it is. In we go. Dobrein versus Cosmo, finally underway.
Ooh, Dobrein opening up the guns already, looking for those downers. We get hit by that stomp. Weapon toss, neutralite. Cosmo picking up that hammer once again. Against the weapon toss. Ooh, gosh, he's just taking this damage lead so hard. Every one of these weapon tosses are connecting. It's putting Dobrein in a position to where he's just getting destroyed by these hammer moves. But now that Cosmo's got the sword, he's kind of taking the lead a little bit back. Sidelight comes out. Cosmo looking for that grab pound. He actually connects. Dobrein has to recover through the center of the stage.
Yeah, Dobrein taking the safe recovery route, and he's starting to get some of the damage returned back onto Cosmo. That'll put him into orange. Dobrein had a little bit of a shaky start, but he's starting to find these gun moves now, and that recovery might do
Whoa, that actually does it.
Cosmo, losing his stock rather early from that, but Dobrein's definitely in kill percent already, so ooh, nice little combo there.
And Dobrein putting on a lot of damage with that hammer there as he brings Cosmo into the orange already. And Cosmo looking for that finish with the Nair. Nair doesn't quite do it just yet. Dobrein going beneath the stage. Oh, okay. Actually does recover.
Really fancy. Yeah, he used all of his stuff though. And so that weapon throw will do it.
Yeah, it was fancy. The dodge comes out. Dobrein makes it back for a little bit, but Cosmo confirms his stock. But only after being sent in orange. 2 explosives going out, nearly connecting in midair. Dobrein tossing that aside, picks up the hammer, looks for a Sair. Cosmo trying to sidelight Dobrein towards the mine. Dobrein waiting for that mine to go off. As Cosmo a little bit near. That Sair would have actually sent him into it if it didn't explode on its own. And a nice dare into Nair follow-up will bring Cosmo into kill percent. And Dobrein is just looking for the stock now as he waits him out, holds on to the hammer, stomps the ground, sidelights him, goes for a chase dodge in, and just looking for that scoop. Puts up the Sair. Stomp goes down. Sair. Dobrein can't seem to find the kill here, and Cosmo's actually kind of making things even. There's the Sair.
Cosmo finally dies. Dobrein's in mid-orange, so Cosmo's Making progress. He's not falling behind like most players would in this situation, because Dobrein's definitely trying now, and you can tell. But it's still not the easiest fight. Cosmo putting up a fantastic fight so far.
Nice Sair comes out. Dobrein puts up the side light. Trying to do a little bit more with the hammer here as Cosmo holding onto the sword. Tries to go for a neutral air, and Dobrein putting out that hammer. Sair continues to attack Cosmo. Tosses the weapon off the stage. Picks up the hammer. Tries to put on an air. Cosmo very far behind, but he's trying to even up these stocks. He's not taking any damage, so he's doing a decent job. And now, finding that stop, doesn't get any follow-up off of it. Another stop.
Oh, but
that
that'll
down air.
do it. Cosmo took barely any damage that stock, and he equalized it very quickly. Dobrein is trolling.
Baiting us, yes. Well, I don't know what that was. I was so worried we got disconnected from the lobby again. But Dobrein, no, just I see him do that a lot actually, especially when he's sparring. He'll start out matches just by going off the stage, falling, and then jumping back on, and that's just
It puts him on tilt, dude. Look, Cosmo's been getting destroyed since then.
Yeah, Dobrein now holding on to that hammer. I mean, it definitely would confuse your opponent.
The mental mind games, holy moly.
And now, trying to do a little bit more here, puts up that side light down there as well. Cosmo in the orange finds a Sair finally, tries to go in for that recovery. Dobrein doing his best, but like, this has kind of been a game of both players just dodging every move. They don't want to put out something too risky to get hit, but that side light finally hits. Dobrein trying to find another side light. There's the down air. That will put him in a kill percent. Dobrein just looking for that nair to finish it off. Cosmo dangerously close to losing this game as he gets hit by another dare.
Another dare might be the end. Cosmo is quickly losing options that he can tank. Dobrein's looking for a kill. Nair, Sair, dare. All three of those moves are just thrown out. But he gets hit by that bomb.
Another bomb! Dobrein has to go above it. He gets the recovery. Cosmo is looking for the sword here. Actually goes for that recovery. Dobrein just playing around with his hammer, still looking for scoops, but Dobrein's in the orange now. Cosmo's actually doing a good job of avoiding every move Dobrein's put out. And if he keeps finding explosive hits like that, like what's Dobrein gonna do? He's not really approaching. The weapon toss hits. Second weapon toss. Cosmo has that hammer. Uses all his jumps. Oh, and the weapon toss doesn't stop the nair.
It was just a little too slow. Cosmo had the good idea, but the weapon throw doesn't come out fast enough. The nair hits, and Cosmo loses game 2. Oh, so he did disconnect mid-game.
He did disconnect mid-game. That would explain.
I thought it was some mad...
I thought so too. Like when you see somebody just rolling off the stage like that and then jumping back on. Alright, so Dobrein bans out Ship and Hall, and hopefully we won't be having a stage selection issue this time, and we're going to go into Game 3. Dobrein making the necessary adjustments to be able to win that game, but I feel like a lot of the recoveries that Dobrein got that game was based off the center stage from Thunderguard. So if we get a map that has that, I think it will be a little bit better for Cosmo, but instead we're just going to Twilight Grove, so that's a little interesting. The island always mixes things up.
Alright, so we're going to go to Twilight, and we'll see how this works out for both players. I mean, it was very clear Dobrein was trying that game, and yet it was like dead even to the end. That was very close, and you know Dobrein like loves Thunderguard. So this switch up in maps, I think, might favor Cosmo. He finds his hammer, gets a little bit of opening damage. And Dobrein with the guns is looking to return it. Gets hit by the stomp dare though. Another nair, and Dobrein's in orange.
Ooh, and a D-Light recovery will put Dobrein even further into the damage here. This is Cosmo holding onto the sword, is kind of waiting him out. Dobrein standing still, waiting for Cosmo to approach, and Cosmo puts out that Sair. Finds that dare, that disarms Dobrein. Another nair puts him in the kill percent.
Yeah, and Dobrein's not finding anything this stock. He's struggling. He's gonna look for something. He's trying to bait something out of Cosmo. He gets the dodge and read, but he eats a nair. He only gets one dare out of that. Cosmo might finish it right there. Downlight Sair will do it. Cosmo didn't take like any damage.
Now Cosmo holding onto the sword is waiting for Dobrein to do something. Spikeball comes up, but recovery disarms him. Dobrein gets hit by a Sair. Cosmo throws that hammer out, and Dobrein going up for that dive kick doesn't find much else. Cosmo tossing that sword aside. It goes through the island. Dobrein just misses a downlight, and Cosmo punches the D-Light recovery. Puts Dobrein into the yellow stop Sair coming out from Dob, and he's looking for a little bit more damage. Nair actually connects. Nice pivot Nair coming up from Dobrein. Tries to put on another Sair. Second Sair still doesn't hit. But Dobrein getting the damage back. Ooh, but that recovery from Cosmo is going to put on a decent amount of damage, even if it doesn't get started by a downlight. And Dobrein's looking for a little bit more. Sidelight connects. He needs to end the stock, otherwise he's going to be at a huge deficit.
Dare to recover. He gets a lot of damage. Downlight Sair into the island. He tries to extend the combo, but Dobrein's wise to it. He dodges, but not
What?
that down sig. And Cosmo gets a 2-stock lead over Dobrein. This is looking beautiful for Cosmo.
Cosmo tosses the hammer into Dob's face, holds on to the sword, but Dobrein just not willing to approach here. He just jumps in place. Oh, the GC downsig, reminiscent of all of those downsigs from game 1. Works, and he manages to take 1 stock, but he's still a stock behind. Dobrein standing still, just gets sidelighted, and he's looking for a way back in.
Yeah, Dobrein is gonna have to pull a miracle out of his, but if he wants to win this one, Cosmo is not gonna go down lightly. Both players with the hammer, and Dobrein is just dodging everything that Cosmo has, but he can't find anything of his own. Finds a stomp, but no follow-up. And these sidelights are starting to rack up damage.
Ooh, sidelight comes out. Dare as well. Cosmo finding the Sair. Gets hit by that sidelight from Dobrein. Dobrein slowly taking advantage here as he just taps him in the face with that hammer.
People are just getting smacked by the sidelights over and over.
Ooh, but that Sair puts Dobrein in the orange. Oh, that grab of what? Dobrein going for a very unsafe ground pound himself. Gets back onto stage, puts on a Sair instead of a down air, and Cosmo playing around with the sword. Tries a side stick, but Dobrein stops it with the sidelight. He's just trying to play this hit and run game, and it's not working as he's getting hit just as much as Cosmo is, if not more, and on a stock deficit that's not going to help you. Sair comes out, tries to fall for the second Sair. Cosmo holding onto the sword still. Has a stock to mess with, and Dobrein's not finding his way in here as he gets hit by that weapon toss.
Cosmo's not really finding his way either. He's gotten a little bit of damage, but Dobrein's looking like he might get this kill. He still has some health to work with, not much, but if Cosmo doesn't get some more damage before he dies, Dob definitely has the chance to come back. Cosmo finds the sword downlight, but can't follow it up and drops it.
Another GC downsig connects from Dobrein, and he brings him into kill percent. Oh, Dobrein, you don't do that. He puts on another downsig, and Cosmo just neutralizes him. Dobrein on the side of the stage here. A lot of things are going to kill. That Sair comes in. Dobrein goes for a chase dodge finish. That's not going to work. GC downsig does not connect.
Cosmo doesn't get the follow-up. Dob isn't punished.
Sidelight comes out.
Playing very carefully. That recovery, a little scary. Cosmo finds the side air that might do it. Cosmo wins.